yeah. All right, guys, welcome back. This is Eric here, Moss Pawn & Gun. And today we got another gun review for you. We're going to be shooting the Century C39 V2. This particular gun has been highly requested. You guys have been beating our doors down knowing, hey, when are you guys going to review this gun? So we finally got one out to check out for you. I'm going to try to keep the details very concise and simple, and we're going to try to keep shooting here. Awesome, awesome gun from Century. There's been probably some varying opinions about Century's quality control over the years, and it's no mystery. Some of their older Wassers that were converted over from single stack guns kind of gave them a bad rap. Every company has some form of quality control issue over time to some degree, but Century claims that they have really worked out a lot of bugs with quality control, and they've really got these things tuned in well, and I'm starting to believe them. I've had this particular gun for about 4 months now, and I've been shooting the crap out of it, and I'm liking it so far. It's a really nice AK, 7.62 by 39, takes standard AK 47 magazines respectively. Milled receiver, okay? It's milled out of one solid chunk of 4140. So guys, it's a nice milled receiver. It adds a little bit of weight, but it's okay. Just stretch those chicken arms and you'll be just fine. You can carry it around. It's not that much extra weight. Very nice rigid receiver. The gun has a real nice feel to it. Overall, the process they're using to coat all the metal parts is a black nitriding, basically, okay? So it's pretty standard fare for what you're gonna see. You got 14x1 left-hand thread, so it'll take all standard AK-47 muzzle devices. They are bored concentrically, so that means that they're suppressor safe. I know that's been a lot of concern of people buying AKs and wanting an AK that can take a suppressor, it can take any type of muzzle device. So what they did is they really took their time to make sure that those threads are concentric to the bore so that you can put any kind of muzzle device you want on this thing and not have to worry about it. At its heart, it is pretty much a true AK, but one important thing to mention, this is a completely American-produced AK-47. Every single part on this gun, from the barrel, action, everything, is American-made. Nice hardwood furniture. They're using kind of a Yugo M70 style grip, which is pretty par for the course for Century with their MPAPs. You guys are probably familiar with like OPAPs, NPAPs, their PAP pistols, like the M92. They use that M70 style Yugo grip, which is very comfortable. The Romanian guns have those little skinny stick grips on it. I'm not crazy about them, but this grip feels very comfortable to me. Another interesting thing that they did with this gun that they added is the new Century trigger, okay? They're not running Tapco G2s in these anymore. They're running their specially designed American-made trigger mech. It's very nice. It's a two-stage. All right, so you pretty much got that bit of a take-up. It breaks real clean. I don't have a trigger pull gauge out here with me, but the one at the shop that Ray and I tested was right over 4 pounds. So it breaks at about 4 pounds. Not too bad of a trigger. The safety is something that they've worked up a bolt catch latch into the safety itself. So if you want to lock the bolt to the rear, you just pull it to the rear, push this up, let it drop a bit. And I'm all sweaty out here, guys, so I'll get it right eventually. There we go. And that locks the bolt to the rear. So I'm going to let this gun cool a little bit and leave this bolt locked to the rear. Let me get my ears back on, and we'll shoot it a little more here. All right, guys, we're going to move along. I'm going to shoot the gun a little bit more for you today. I've got some targets down here at various ranges, some sodas, steel out to 100 yards. And as always, like we do in many of our videos, we'll back off and shoot it at long range a little bit later. We are just running iron sights. One of the minor complaints that I have with this gun is there's really no provision to mount an optic. It does not have an optics rail on the left side of the gun. These guns are priced very reasonable. You can generally pick them up for well under south side of 8 bills. So, they're priced pretty reasonable. We'll talk more about the gun as we go, but for now I want to shoot it. I'm going to be drawing all my ammunition from a Blackhawk chest rig. This particular chest rig they don't make anymore. So Blackhawk, if you're listening, you need to make more of them because it's a really good one. The new chest rigs that Blackhawk's putting out, I'm not too crazy about, but this is one of their older ones. It's excellent. Go ahead and run the gun a little bit. And we're running right here a Circle 11 Polish radon magazine. We'll see how well it runs in the gun. All right, just gonna shoot a little bit here. All right, I got those sodas looking at me like I'm goofy here, so I'm gonna take out a few of them here. Right over the top of him on the ground there. There we go. We juiced him. Not too shabby. Let's see if we can take out some of our small rounds under there. Not too bad. All right. I'm going to save a few of those sodas. Go on the bottom here. Oh, it whacks that soda. Love it. Nice little headshot there at 50 yards. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take my time and see if I can hit that, that torso in the head there at 50 yards, shot for shot. Just over the top. Not too bad. You know, some people like iron sights, some people don't. You know, the AK-47 does utilize pretty much a pistol sight radius. So your rear sight is here, you know, and it's adjustable for elevation, just like a standard Mauser action would be, pretty much Mauser sights, more or less. Your front sight is adjustable for windage and elevation with an AK front sight adjustment tool. One mention I want to make real quick about this gun is that the top cover is a heavier gauge metal than a standard AK-47 top cover. Okay, it's I believe like a 1.1, 1.2 mil thickness. I know that gets thrown around a lot in the AK world. You hear guys that go, oh, well this stamp receiver is made on a 1 mil, 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil. The thicker the metal, generally the more rigid it is, you don't want a lot of flex. And AKs are kind of known for the barrel whipping around a little bit, especially in full auto. Recently, we did an AK-47 meltdown video where we went through and basically shot a converted Wasser 10 to the point of failure, and it took just under 300 rounds. I feel that this gun is definitely a redemption for that. This C39 V2 is an awesome rifle. We are going to work some more with it today here, but I just wanted to mention that, that top cover. The trigger's nice, it points naturally. I think you can see we're making relatively short work of all the stuff here at 100. So I'm gonna finish this magazine off and we're gonna move up the hill here, have a little fun. Just to the left of him. Not bad. All right, We're gonna move up the hill. I really wanna see how well this gun will do. We're gonna probably shoot some rough groups with it at 100 to give you an idea of the inherent accuracy potential. And we'll shoot it maybe 300 or 400 yards, open sights, see how well it connects. All the ammunition we're gonna be running today is 124 grain Wolf. Let's move along. Running pretty good so far. Well, we've moved up the hill here out of this 100-degree Georgia heat. I don't know if you can tell how much we're roasting out here, but we got a little shady spot where we can actually talk about the gun some, and we're gonna do some shooting for you here from the bench. We've got steel posted out to about 300 yards away from shootsteel.com. We did some preliminary accuracy testing with the gun earlier, and with the 124 grain Wolf, we were getting about a 5-inch group with iron sights. Something I want to mention about the iron sights on this gun. I mean, guys, it is an AK. You got a pistol sight radius, and I'm certainly not, defending this particular gun, but shooting iron sights with an AK is generally going to be difficult at best, and you got to have good eyesight. All right, the front sight post on this thing just about covers up a half-size D28 on the bottom of the plate. The gun is shooting about a foot high with the sight set as high as I can possibly get it, the rear sight set as low as I can get it, and we've also, done some fine adjustment with the AK-47 sight adjustment tool. And even still, the gun is shooting about a foot high, but it's very consistent. Once you find your point of aim and you know what you're shooting at, it should generally deliver the goods. So I've never used this gun to shoot this far before with iron sights. This is the first mag I've shot at this distance. So I'm gonna put my ears on, and just as an experiment, no spotter, no nothing, just a good classic AK-47. And let's just see if I can connect. I'm not gonna get anybody to call my shots. I'm just gonna shoot the gun. I think I got an idea where it's hitting. And guys, one thing about this C39 that's just so great is the fact that it kind of scratches that itch for a classic AK-47. If you're looking for something that's just a nice traditional style AK, this definitely scratches that itch quite nicely. Let's see if I can actually shoot it worth a dang here. Pick up on these little pistol sights here. There we go. All right, let's try 300 and see if we can connect. I'm just going to cut it right in half and see if I can call my shots here. Right over the top of it. Over the top. There it is. Right under it. There it is. Hit the chain. All right, let's see if we can hit that guy at 50, or well, he's 200 yards away, about 250 actually. See if we can hit him in the head. We're gonna see how Chad fares. The gun is still shooting extraordinarily high. I'm having to aim about a foot below the target, even at 300 yards, to get the gun to connect with the gong down there. So I don't know if it's an issue with the way I've got the sight set up or what. But as I said earlier, one thing that I can certainly mention that I would improve on it, that's just me speaking here, for what that's worth. I would probably just run one of the Texas Weapon Systems top covers on this, which I intend on doing, and run a decent optic on it. It's a very sturdy optics mounting platform. It just replaces your dust cover, okay? And it also replaces your rear sight. It pivots through this access point, and it makes it like a hinge style top cover. I don't know if maybe this is something that is normal to most C39s or not, but this particular one is grouping extraordinarily high. I've seen that happening a pretty good bit with a good number of AKs that are out there, so I don't think that it's something that's necessarily you know, specific just to this model, but I just wanted to mention that since this is a review and people are looking for information. The fit and finish on the gun is excellent. It's put together straight, okay? There's no crooked rivets or anything crooked going on. I mean, everything looks nice to me. The gas block's nice and straight. The front sight post is nice and straight from what I can tell. All in all, not a bad rifle. I'm gonna get Chad on it. I really wanna see what his opinion is on this. So let me shut up here, let Chad have a go. One thing I didn't mention earlier, the gun does ship with 2 PMags. All right, so you get the mag-pulled 30 round PMags. We're trying to run a variety of different magazines for you guys. So what we're gonna do, once Chad is done, we're gonna back up to 440 and we're gonna see if those sights kind of even out, and maybe we can cut that gong in half at 440 and the gun will lob right in. But as it stands, the gun does shoot considerably high, although it appears to be very consistent. Let's see what kind of results Chad gets.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take a few shots with the C39 V2 from the bench here. And Eric gave me this mag. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. This is some rusty ammo that he pulled out of his basement. There's no telling where it's been, but it's a little 40 round stick mag, you know, bogey. So give it a whirl. Shoot some targets between, I'm gonna probably just stick to 200 to 300 yards. Shoot the 18x24 full-size D28 and the 22-inch round up there at 300, and just see, you know, what the gun does for me. One thing I will mention is the mags. Every mag we've tried so far, they rock in and out of this milled receiver beautifully. Very, very smooth gun. Let's see what she's capable of here. All right, so I'm gonna start at 2 and work my way up, and like Eric, I'm not gonna use a spotter or anything, so he did give me a little bit of a hint, you know, just saying that the gun shoots real high. So let's see where I'm hitting here with my point of aim and see what we can do here. All right, so starting with 200. Okay, aim a little lower. A little lower. Wow. Yeah, I'm literally aiming 4 foot below the target at 200 yards. And like Eric mentioned, that front sight post is literally as far out as it's gonna go before it pops out of there. Well, that's just crazy. All right, fire a few more at 2 here. Once you get a point of aim on it though, it's fairly consistent. All right, that's 2. I'm gonna go for 250. All right, aim a few feet below the target. Ooh, right up over his head. Good Lord. Still over his head. Wow. All right, hitting a little bit low now. Getting serious now. We'll say it's consistent, but literally aiming 4 foot below the target. Let's go up to 300, 22-inch round. Aim down the dirt and see where we're hitting here. All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, a little bit high and left. I can see it. Huh, uh-oh. Well, aside from having aimed down in the dirt way below the target, the gun is extremely consistent. I mean, that was 300 yards on a 22-inch round with just rusty duck wolf ammo that's been sitting no telling where. But one thing I'll mention is the trigger on this gun is extremely consistent. It is a very, very nice two-stage style. If you're not used to two-stage triggers, they're designed for more accurate shooting at longer range. You know, you've got a first stage, you pull the trigger back, takes up most of the weight of the trigger pull, and then you've got kind of a stop where the hammer and the sear are just barely engaged, and then you give it just a slight squeeze, and then the shot will break. And you know, the trigger weight's about 4.5 pounds or so. I'd say probably about 3 pounds of that is the initial take up, and then you got about 1.5 pound break, which makes for very, very good shooting, as you could just see. I mean, aside from aiming low, like I said, very, very consistent gun. I like the feel of it. The stock set is extremely nice, extremely comfortable. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say else about it. The muzzle brake is actually a Century piece that they manufacture, and seems to be doing a fairly good job of controlling the felt recoil on the gun. But we're going to take it up to 440 and see if we can split that target in half, like Eric mentioned, and maybe those rounds will drop right in there at that range. But let's get to it and see what happens. All right, guys, the little C39 V2 is doing pretty good with some regular 124 grain wolf, but we've actually come up here and we were trying some of the same ammunition, and we found that it was kind of stringing all over the place. So Eric just happened to have a couple of Tapco mags loaded with some 154 grain soft points. So took a couple of shots, dead on the money at 440. I mean, just split the gong in half, and there it is. So we're going to see what these rounds do and just show the capabilities of the gun with a little bit of heavier pill. You know, it's always been, you know, one of those things with us that all the AKs we own, it seems like they like heavier grain bullets. Go figure. So may have to revisit this later on. All right, let's take a few shots. 440 yards, 22-inch round, shootsteel.com gong. All right, I'm gonna split it in half. I have 7. All right.
Send it. Right in the center. Didn't see that one. Dead center.
Okay.
Just over the top of the gong. Right on it. Wow. Just over the top. Both those hit just over the top, Chad.
Okay. You know, it's so hot out here, I've got like salty sweat running right in my eyeball.
Well, look, with the exception of those two you just shot right over the top, you're shooting about a probably 8-inch group with iron sights.
With an AK.
With an AK at 440 yards.
Oh yeah, I got a few rounds left, I think.
Yeah, run it. That was a flyer off the left hand, the one you missed. Good. Good shooting.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you only missed like 6 times out of 30.
You know, I gotta say, like I mentioned down at the top of the hill there at 300 yards, this trigger is what makes this gun shoot this good at this range. I mean, you know, just a single stage trigger like the Tapcos, I mean, you don't really know where the break is. It's not consistent. This trigger, very, very consistent. And today is the first day I've ever shot this gun, and if you notice that one shot sounded like I kind of squeezed trigger off a little bit too fast, I actually did. I just brought it back and I just totally bypassed that second stage and just squeezed it. But I mean, I still hit the Kong, you know. But I'm gonna pass it off to Eric and see what he can do with this thing. I mean, great shooting little rifle. Man, awesome.
Well, that was some pretty amazing shooting there on Chad's part. I'm gonna take a few shots with the C39 V2 myself. Same ammunition, same gun, same table here. We're just gonna pop a few shots, have some fun with it. Those 154s shoot quite nice. We've done a little bit of work with them in the past, and it just seems like most of these com-block guns that have a 1 9.5 inch twist barrel, they just tend to like the heavier bullets. So stay tuned. I've got an experiment in mind. You know, anytime I see something like this happen, it always makes me want to experiment, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's shut up and shoot. Ready?
Send it.
Yep.
Well, it was just off the right edge.
Okay.
Fire one more time. I didn't see that one. There you go. Favoring on the top edge. Yep. You got it.
Such a nice trigger.
That was a little low.
Yeah.
You're ringing it right in the middle, man. That was a little bit over the top. Yep. Just a little low. Just a little low again. Yep. Off to the left. Yeah, it's all in there, man.
Wolf, I don't know what you're doing with these 154s, but you need to keep doing it. You know, we've done some ballistic gel testing with those Wolf 154s before, and they actually expand and have pretty good weight retention. I really need to shut up, though, because if I say too much more, they're going to start charging more money for them.
Probably.
All right, let me shut up and finish out this mag.
Just over the top. Same place. Little low. Little low. Yep. Oh yeah, you're back on it.
Wow. Well, guys, I know this video was meant to be kind of just lighthearted and fun. You know, when we test guns, we like to develop an opinion on the gun before we make it out to the range. So I've been shooting this gun a good bit, and I sort of had an opinion about it kind of going into the video. And I tell you what, my opinion is definitely reinforced. I believe that this gun kind of sets, in my mind, a new standard for what Century should expect to sort of put forth in the way of their quality control. I mean, it's definitely a nice rifle. There are a few shortcomings which we discussed in the video, but really nothing that can't be you know, overcame. I mean, if you're looking for a military style AK-47 wood furniture, especially one that's US produced with a milled receiver, for the price point that these guns come in at, there's no way you could make or build this gun for a better price with the quality of construction that went into this gun for the money. You couldn't even build your own for this kind of money. So the prices on these guns are very fair. You know, fit and finish, quality-wise, seems to be a pretty good winner. I probably am going to opt for a Texas Weapon Systems rear cover for it. But I'll tell you, with irons, if you're looking for just that classic, you know, wood gun, it's really tough to beat this particular rifle. And find yourself some of those 154 grain soft points, because that really brought that point of aim just right in there, full circle where we wanted it. I mean, guys, we're shooting pistol sight radius on an AK with iron sights in 100-degree heat, sweating our butts off here, and we're still just ringing that gong like child's play. Good job on this one, Century. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you learned something. You guys have been asking us to do this video a long time. I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys for the C39 V2. So I definitely think this little gun's a winner. We will be doing more work with this gun in the future. I don't know when, but we will. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time.